And we're back with another Q&A.
Hello.
Hello, good day. How are you doing?
Quite dandy today, right?
Dandy? What does dandy mean?
Dandy's like lacquer.
Are you lacquer? I'm also lacquer. We've got some questions that we need to get to.
Important ones.
Important ones. The world will come to an end if we don't get to this. So, the first one, are you ready?
Yeah.
How important is it to have a blog on my online store, and does it really help with sales or SEO? Good question, actually.
Yeah, it is a good
Because
question.
we don't really do much SEO.
I mean, I was going to bring that up. And, you know, we've been concentrating so much on our product offering, customer support, our paid advertising, and the actual evolution to SEO is like right now.
Yeah.
It's good for us, right? But we have started with blogging. I think we've got all of 2 blogs on our website now.
ChatGPT ones.
Half of. It could be ChatGPT, but refined ChatGPT, which I've got no problem with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody can prove to me that blogs are like the savior of SEO, then great.
Look, I do think, remember, it's all about ranking high in Google organically, right?
Yeah.
So, because that's really what SEO is. It's just like, how high can we rank organically without having to pay for it? And I'm a big believer in doing the high impact tasks that will have immediate effect on your revenue first.
Correct.
So SEO falls into high impact, but takes long to really make that impact in the business.
Months and months.
Exactly.
And months.
Especially in a competitive niche. So in theory, is it something you should be doing? Absolutely. But we haven't done it for the first year of one of the businesses that we have that's been very successful. It's like, it's only now that we're doing it, because it's only now that we're exploring other avenues, because we were so laser focused on getting the paid ads right, getting Google right, getting TikTok right, getting email right, and finding an offer in the market that the people respond to positively. I think so often people want to do so many different things at once, and some of them are not high impact, high result, immediate result driven tasks. And then we need to keep in mind, you're going to have to pay someone to do that for you. So,
and they don't come cheap.
Exactly. So now you've got a paid ad specialist and a Google ad specialist and an email specialist and a this and a that. And before you know it, you're running backwards because you're just investing in stuff that's not moving the needle from the get-go. So
yes,
I like paid ads. So when we launch a store, the first thing we do is meta ads, for example.
Yes.
Then we move over to exploring TikTok on Google. So depending on the service, it will either be TikTok. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a time for it. I don't think it has to be from day one. If you can afford to do it from day one, great, because the sooner you can do it, the better.
Or if you're a SEO specialist.
You know? Yeah, exactly. It depends on your skills. So in theory, I don't think there's a correct answer, except saying that SEO does work. It's just what's right for you, depending on your resources, your skills, and what kind of budget you have available.
I mean, what I can say is, if you want to make yourself feel better, like write a few blogs, and that's like SEO for beginners, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be crawled by Google. It's going to be learned. It's going to be seen somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee that it's going to be for South Africa, or, you know, it could be some guy sitting in the United States that is viewing something that's totally relevant to him, but unrelevant to you because you can't send your product to him. But yeah, I mean, if you go and say to yourself, every week I'm going to put out a blog, it's definitely going to help your SEO.
It will also help you better understand your audience and give you a deeper perspective on what people might want to hear when it comes to the business. Like, so when you actually put yourself down and write blogs, it's like, what am I going to write? And you're going to have to do some research, and you go, I'm going to write a little bit about solving this pain point. And because you're doing that exercise, you're getting a stronger connection between you as a business and the actual customer. So in a sense, it's a good exercise for you to just do.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. So, I think so. In my head, it makes sense. That's all that matters.
Hope it makes sense in your head.
No, it just needs to make sense in mine. No, I'm joking. All right, cool. So, should I be using email marketing? And what's the best way to get started without annoying my customers? Do you want me to take this one?
Take that one. Yeah.
I love email marketing. So the first thing we do when we launch a business is to build up a database as quickly as possible. Why is that, Jason?
So there's more people to send emails to.
Exactly. Because I think a lot of people believe that email is dead. but we have proof on so many businesses now that we've worked with and our own that it's probably about 15 to 20% of revenue comes from email and SMS and WhatsApp.
Correct.
And automations and all the...
Well, I mean, think about it, right? I mean, all your abandoned carts, email's not only for like email marketing is one kind of stretch or where you bring in revenue, right? But I mean, that same database, is used for abandoned carts. It's used for, I mean, just think of all the stuff that we do with email at the moment. It literally is one of the overarching factors of the entire store.
Yeah.
Is building that database.
So crucial.
I mean, even if somebody is not a purchaser on your store, they've still signed up to a newsletter and they've still given consent for you to send them stuff, which means that they're interested.
Yeah.
And it's, building that trust factor between, the consumer and you as the business. That's the first step. And when they see maybe some marketing emails from you, not too many, because people do get really upset. And that brings us to the next point, right?
But I've got something to say about that, because I have so many businesses, when I was still doing a lot of consulting, they would say, I don't want to annoy my customers. So I was like, well, let the data tell you, because you have an unsubscribe metric that you can measure. And if less than 1% of people are unsubscribing, then it doesn't really matter. Every email, like we have businesses where an email makes us 20, 30 grand for every time we send an email.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the question is, are you going to sacrifice, let's say, 20,000 Rand, a week, 80,000 Rand over a month?
Yeah.
Because you're scared of annoying 2 or 3 people?
I get you.
So it's really just a objective exercise where you're going, how many people are actually unsubscribing? And then you find the balance between sending emails that convert and measuring the unsubscribe rate to know that when you're annoying people. Because sometimes we think we're annoying people because one person complained. And it becomes a subjective, emotional decision. Let's stop doing this because someone got annoyed and it's damaging our brand. One person got annoyed, and that person has got issues in their own life. They were probably beaten up by their wife. And
the email monster.
Someone crashed into their car and insurance said they're not going to pay. And he got to work and he received an email for the second time asking to buy a product that he doesn't want. And he's like, F you guys. I hate this.
You are the beast.
Yeah. Where did you get my email address?
Yeah. I never signed up to this. Anyway, where I was going to is agency has a calendar, right? They know how frequently they can send out emails, when to send out emails, the email calendar, the marketing calendar. So we know that we send out an email X many times in a month, maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. It depends, right? But we don't just go shoot by the hip and send out an email and hope for the best.
Not all the time.
I can't comment.
No, I'm joking.
It's good.
It's good. It works. You should be sending emails. And if you want a ballpark framework, I'd suggest 1 email a week if you have over 1,000 subscribers. 2,000 subscribers.
Before we move on to the next question.
Wait, I was going to say something.
Oh.
So build up your database as quickly as possible. The moment you launch your store, you should be capturing email data as much as possible. Doesn't mean that you have to start sending emails immediately, but you just need that database because it's the database that make you money.
Yeah. But what did we do? We did like spin the wheel and some other funky
sign up for giveaways and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah.
You wanted to say something?
No, I can't remember now.
Did I interrupt you?
Yeah. Oh, I do know. So just before we close off, right, on this topic, is there any specific template or guideline that the watchers or listeners or podcasteers can use?
A template in terms of what would you like from me to how would you like me to reply to that? Like a framework, like what?
A flow.
For abandoned carts. Because the flow, if I hear flow, I just assume it's... No, I mean, like... It's a good question, but I'm saying like...
I mean, like in a generic email, like if you had to send out a specific email, there's a specific template that you should follow. You can't just go and fucking put Santa Claus over here and the fucking devil down there.
Yes, sure, hundreds. So what I can say, good question, just badly articulated.
Yeah, no, you're cutting it out. We're not.
No, he's going to keep it in. Why would you want to end that up? I would say, I'm already reading the next question. I would say, in essence, when it comes to a template, let's do this.
Okay.
I understand what you want. I understand what you want me to say.
Abandoned carts.
No, wait. I've got something that's also valuable on the exact framework. The number one thing that you should focus on when it comes to sending emails. So I understand what you're asking. Yeah. You want to give people value on the other side. Exactly. You guys want value. Okay, cool. So the first thing you need to do is focus on your subject lines. Okay? Because if you're not going to get people to open the mail, then it doesn't matter how much time you spent on the design. It's all going to be in vain.
Fair comment.
So the first objective is to get someone to open the email. And the only way to do that is to write a subject line that's going to grab their attention. Personal, creates curiosity, controversial, absurd, like up to 80% off, whatever. And then they open the email and there's just jokes. Yeah, jokes, but you can get 8% off. We meant to say 8. So the subject line is really the most important thing, number one. Number two, I'd say now the second objective is to get people to click.
Yeah.
So people need to open. Logical sense, yes. So if they can't open, then all the money you spend on designing the email or time is going to be wasted. Second thing is you want people to click so they can go through to the site. And there you'll have to focus on incentivizing people in some way. I'm not saying that you have to give them discounts or something like that. I'm saying like they need to feel inclined. Yeah, they need to feel inclined to click. So you need to make the email itself appealing in a way where it doesn't annoy them, where it's not too overwhelming, where it's easy to understand what you're actually saying. I think that's actually what I'm trying to say. The email needs to be clear and simple to the point where they go, I've opened it, I now know what I need to do next. So you need to create intent with that email by using the right words that appeal to them, and then go click here if you want to learn more. And hopefully, if you've done all the necessary psychological things correctly, they would want to click through. A healthy, if you want to measure the success, and benchmark maybe, if you're doing this right, I'd say you can. Yeah, true. But measuring open rates would be 20 to 30%. That's decent. And then click-through rates, at least 1.5% or more. If you're below that, then you can improve your subject line. And if you're below the click-through rate, then you know that you can improve the actual content and the essence of the mail.
Got a real shit product.
Well, maybe people don't want to buy what you're selling. That's true. Very true. And so, that's often the case.
Yeah. You're fortunate enough to be in the actual software that sends out the emails. You can go and track click-through rates and
total sales.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something like Klaviyo and Omnisend.
I would, we put UTM tags in our buttons and our click-throughs, our pictures that are able to click through, and that's how we, from a raw store perspective, see exactly how many click-throughs.
That should be a domain, rawstore.co today. Catchy. I like what you did there. Okay, cool. Next question. You might this one is so tailored to you. I've heard about Shopify apps. Are there any must-have ones that can boost my sales or make my life easier? I'm laughing because you like the app geek. Like you annoy me with the amount of apps that you install.
Installed apps and then uninstalled apps. Installed, uninstalled. There's like changes daily, right?
This guy drives me nuts.
But I have calmed down because I kind of know which recipe book for.
Yeah, you've tested most of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You should not install apps for like 6 months, and you're going to come back to
go back into the repository and just go, we needed this. I need this now, but we tested it out 8 months ago.
I actually think you should take a break from installing apps because you've probably installed every single app that exists. You should give Shopify some time to come up with new apps.
But you know what the funny thing is? It's like the developer goes, I got a sale, and then they see uninstall. They go,
yeah, exactly. Jason just likes teasing them.
Yeah, exactly. There are a few apps that I really, really love. I think review apps is what we did it correctly from the very beginning, right? So our review app is like our king app in the store. and that collects all our reviews. I think we got about 8,000, 9,000.
That's mad. I actually haven't seen many stores with that amount of reviews.
And in such little time, right? So the app automates all our reviews for us. It collects pictures, it collects reviews, it keeps in contact with our clients. Like we said, clients like to be loved. We can even go as far as incentivizing. If you upload a picture, if you upload a video, we can go, well, if you upload a picture, you can get 10% off. If you upload a video of your product and make some UGC for us, then you can get 20% off your next purchase, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and we've spoken about this in our first podcast that we did, which was more formal than this one, but is the discounting apps. And Shopify's discounting, they've got a lot better in the last 6-8 months, but they're still nowhere near where we need it to be.
Move that thing closer.
What?
The mic. People can't hear what you're saying.
Of course I can. Talk loud.
Please continue. Discounting apps.
Discounting apps is another thing that we really, really love, or I love at least. So Shopify discounting is just not at the place where we want it to be for our stores. I mean, they do your basic buy one, get one free. They do your free shipping and just your normal 20% offs. But, we have other discounting requirements that we use, like buy one, get one free with certain conditions. Add a specific product to a cart and get free shipping only if that product is put in the cart. That's something that was a requirement from, in the last few days that we kind of tackled and we got right.
Yeah.
So that's discounting. I'm not sure if there's anything on your side that you can...
No, I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
I want to get some to other questions. So, bottom line is apps are cool, but you have to play around properly and then also make sure that you uninstall apps that you don't use because it slows down the site.
I was just going to say that there's a dark side to apps as well.
Yeah.
Right? It can cause conflict in... Apps can cause conflict on your store, so they can break things badly. And then also it really slows down user experience.
Is offering free shipping a good idea or will it just eat into my profits? That's actually a good one.
Free shipping for the win.
Hey?
I mean...
Most of the stores will agree though.
It works for us.
Yeah.
Because it's all to do with your profit margins in your store. But you need to be very, very careful. So that's where your B profit comes in.
We actually tested this and we thought we were going to lose a ton of money.
But we didn't.
Yeah, but B profit highlighted that for us 24 hours after and we were like, oh, cool.
Yeah, exactly. So...
You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just thinking the Chantel conversation at dinner.
Oh, yeah.
But that wasn't free shipping.
It was. Go for it.
So you had a very interesting conversation with one of our directors, right?
Yes.
Around the dinner table about free shipping, where we hadn't tested a full month of free shipping. And we were both sitting with our drinks, telling her that we're going to up the ante on, creating bottling new stuff for us and whatever. So we're going to bring in a lot more orders.
And she sorts out the logistics.
Yeah, she sorts out the logistics. And you said, yeah, we're going to do free shipping, right? For a month. And she proper hit the roof.
Yeah, she kicked back.
She's like, we're going to lose money. And for days she was on it. We're losing money. Look at this order over here was we only made $150. And then I'm going to leave it up to you to discuss. But basically you debunked the whole situation, right? Because
it's
data is always right.
Well, I think it's more right than people's subjective opinions. But I think it boils down to there's something called RAS, right? So the more you focus on something, the more you start to see it in your life. So I suspect when someone goes, free shipping is not going to work and we're going to lose money on it, then you're going to see orders come through and you're going to realize we're losing $100 here. We're losing $100 there.
Unnecessary anxiety.
And then what happens is you create this confirmation bias of we're losing money. But what you don't see is the 200 orders a day that comes through, you don't see every single one. It's almost like you only really pay attention to the ones where you are losing money, and a proper profit tracking tool will then show you this is the amount of orders you had, this is the average order per value, this is the average profit per order, and you can go, hold on, are we actually making profit, even though someone might feel like we're not? And that's where data comes in.
Yeah.
And that's why running a business is so much fun, because it's all about looking at the numbers and painting a story and then making decisions based on that story, as opposed to how you feel emotionally about it. And I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned, is like, no idea is a bad idea until you actually test it and see what it does to the numbers.
Yeah.
And so all I can say is, like, a lot of stores can't afford free shipping because their margins don't allow it. I mean, if you're going to ship furniture, good luck offering free shipping.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you're shipping. If you're shipping clothes, I definitely recommend it. Try it out, see what happens, because the cost of shipping is going to be very small.
I mean, I must say that when I jump on to buy something, even with Takealot, right, I get pissed off when I have to pay $99 for shipping.
Really? I do. I don't really care. I just want my product as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but your wallet's bursting. Mine's not. I do get pissed off.
You do get pissed off. I understand.
I like a good free shipping.
Everybody enjoys free shipping. In fact, 80% of people leave their carts because they have to pay for shipping. Like, that's a lot. I'm not saying every single person is going to leave the cart because they want to, but people who have left their carts, if there's a case study where they got surveyed and they're like, well, it's usually because I had to pay for shipping and I don't want to pay for shipping. So it is a big thing. So the question is, how can you offer people what they want? Because this is the last thing I'll say on free shipping, and then we need to round this off because we're running over time. But it's a grudge purchase. Nobody wants to pay for shipping. Like you just said, nobody wants to pay for shipping.
It is, yeah.
So if you can find a way to give people what they want, that it doesn't feel like a grudge purchase, obviously your conversion rate is going to increase. But then you have to make up your profit somewhere else.
I was just going to say that. And to finish off, I mean, find another product that costs you nothing, that is something that you can upsell to somebody that you can give them free shipping, right?
Yeah. And we'll share ideas on that at a later stage.
Yes.
Cool. Well, that's it, I think. We've got more questions. We're probably going to do another episode on this. But this was fun. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Good night. Cheers.